Horizontal and vertical bandsaws each have their application where they perform well. An automatic horizontal, like the PA10 MPC, works very well where simple straight cut slugging is required. As a rule of thumb, horizontal saws are less expensive inch for inch of capacity, primarily because they are not required to miter or angle cut. The PA10 MPC is a scissor style, while the PA460 is an example of a double column style. Double column style machines perform very well when sawing harder to cut materials where higher feed forces are required. The double column design simply offers more rigidity. However, horizontal saws like the S330 tend to be harder on blades than vertical saws because this style horizontal uses gravity for feed force. I like to use an analogy that if I hold a broom handle over my head, I can hold it for a long time. If I hold it out at arm's length, it becomes very heavy because I'm fighting the forces of gravity, just like the blade frame on the horizontal. Because of that, they can underfeed at the top of the cut, but overfeed at the bottom, whereas vertical saw has consistent feed force across the entire cut. If we have 50 pounds of force at the beginning of the cut, we'll have 50 pounds of force at the end of the cut. A scissor-style horizontal saw does have an advantage over a true vertical blade when cutting profiles where the cross-section is different at the horizontal and vertical plane, such as square or rectangle tube and I-beams, because the blade is never in full contact with the wall. However, we can cant our blade forward to the 3-degree position to reduce the distance a blade has to drag a chip through, mimicking the scissor style. Vertical saws tend to have a higher work height, which makes loading and unloading easier. Many users of horizontal saws will raise the machine to ease this process, which makes it more ergonomic. Another advantage to the vertical saw comes when manually measuring the workpiece. The cut mark is lined up in front of the blade, making it much easier. Whereas with the horizontal, the cut mark will be underneath the blade, which is much more difficult to line up. A vertical saw is far superior to horizontal saw, where miter cutting is required. A major cause of premature blade failure is vibration. A horizontal saw that miters pivots away from the vices, which can cause excessive vibration. The S330 allows for the operator to move a vise closer to the blade, but this adds an additional step. The vertical saw miters directly at the vices in either direction, eliminating the extra step of repositioning the vise. Automatic horizontal saws which miter are good when straight cuts or parallelograms are needed, but nowhere near as efficient as vertical saws when sawing trapezoid cuts or complementary angles such as a 0 degree to 45 degree. Most horizontal mitering saws only miter one direction because the blade frame cannot rotate into the bar feed area. Because of that, if trapezoid parts are necessary, typically the material would have to be cut in a parallelogram at double the length and brought back at a later time to manually position the material in place, rotated 180 degrees because the blade frame simply cannot rotate to the negative angle, and then a second cut. Notice here how quick and easy it is to program a trapezoid cut on the PC3 control used on all Amada Marvel automatic vertical saws. Automatic vertical saws pivot left and right to allow seamless trapezoid or complementary angles without extra handling of material. This makes the entire process much more efficient. Another unique feature of the PC3 control is the ability to do bullet nose cutting, which is 1 cut, 2 cuts, or 3 cuts on a single end of a bar. With over 100 years of vertical sawing experience, Amada Marvel has a full range of vertical mitering saws for any application.